Hi, it's Jane with Scraptastic Yarns, and I have some finished items, some acquisitions, and some things that are still in the works. And of course, what in tarnation? Okay, first we're going to start with some finished items. I have been playing around with scraps and made a couple of scrap squares. Just having a little bit of fun. Don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. But I was given an old cotton sheet, so I was just messing with that cotton sheet and playing around. I had a friend who asked me to make a blanket for her granddaughter's baby. And it's a very small little baby, so I made a little preemie size blanket. And that's going over to her house tomorrow. So now you know that I had made the messy cobblestone hat. Well, I wanted a hat. I want a hat, a scarf, a cowl, something to go with it. So I made the messy cobblestone cowl, and it's a nice cowl. You can either roll up the end or, scrunch it down so it's nice and warm, that kind of thing. This is more for a teenager than it is for me. But, and you can make the cowl as large as you want or as small as you want. Just keep going. It starts out with the ribbing like the hat did, so I like that. And it's a nice way to use up the cobblestone yarn. And I am enjoying working with the cobblestone yarn. I do have some other things on my, what I'm working with. And of course I had the hat that I had made, and I needed to make a scarf, so I did make another keyhole scarf to go with this one. And this is in, I love this yarn, green, turquoise, and red. And then I made another one with the daydreaming. I am working on children's, younger kids. And this is with the daydreaming. I love this yarn. I had shown you the hat. Did make a little small scarf to go with that, since this is more toddler size. Normally with toddlers, I prefer to make cowls, because Lord knows I can't keep them on their necks, scarves. But someone had specifically asked for a scarf, so I did make a scarf to go with that hat. Now, I've been working on my 3-color challenge, and this is where we're at now. It is definitely big enough to be a nice lapgan. I have to finish this row and add 3 more to it. And then with the yellow, I am going to even up the edges on both ends. And then I will go around with the yellow and do probably half double crochet, then the purple, and finish off with what I have of the jade. I am going to have some leftovers. I told you I thought I only had 2 skeins of each. I actually had 3 skeins of each. So I am working with the 3rd skein now, finishing everything off. So there's that. Now, acquisitions. I have a Scraps and Skeins, and I love to go to my Scraps and Skeins and buy things. So I am going to show you what I got at Scraps and Skeins. First, got this lovely blue flecked, $2. Then I got I love the way that this comes out. I don't know which yarn this is. but it was $1. It's almost a full skein, so I did grab that as well. And I always look for cotton yarn because, you know, you use a lot of cotton yarn. And of course, found one sugar and cream for $1. And then found this beautiful cake. And you know, cannot remember the name of this. But I know I've seen it somewhere. It was for $3. It's a partial skein because I believe it was a larger cake. Now that's what I got at Scraps and Skeins in the way of yarn. Then I did pick up some fabrics and got this beautiful cardinal with the poinsettias. This is going to be made into a bag. I don't know if I can get 2 bags out of it, possibly. And then found some blenders to go with it. And that pretty flower to go with that. And that is what I got at Scraps and Skeins. Now, my husband needed a KB loom pick. So I stopped over at Joann's. It's a dangerous place, that Joann's. And as I was walking through, they had some yarns on sale. This was the big Twist Shimmer. I believe this one was $4.99. It does have that little bit of the sparkle in it. Gorgeous. This is in the color Blush. And it's got about 109 yards. So I figure they'll make a nice hat. Should have got more, but I didn't. Figure I'll go back this weekend, you know. Because I won't go Black Friday, but you know, I'll have to go Saturday and get some more. I'm sure it'll still be on sale. And then they had this for $3.99, and it's the Big Twist Winter. There's 88 yards in it, and it is number 5 bulky. And I did get the green. And it's Green Hunter. And then I also picked up one of the color Red. Same thing. Look at that. Look at that. A little hint of flash. Sparkle. But I thought those two were real pretty. And it was an impulse buy because I was like, I'm not going to get any more yarn. But I know I'll be going back to get some more. And then I also got some more Christmas fabrics. Who doesn't need cat and sweaters and hats? And then some more of the cardinals on the pine cones. Gorgeous. Now, I have been on the lookout for Hanukkah fabric because I have a friend that is Jewish and I wanted to make her a bag. And no, it's not Rose. It's another friend. But it's been hard to find Hanukkah fabric. So I did find this. And then I also found this to go on the interior. So I'll be making a couple of bags out of those. Now, I haven't made anything Harry Potter in a while. Just haven't. This lady had picked this fabric up. Woman said it's the first time she's seen it there. I look every time and I've never seen it. But I did see this and oh my goodness. Look at that color splash. Is that not gorgeous? So, I'll be making husband a couple of masks and I'll be making some more items out of that. Now, Yesterday, Thomas had chemo. Normally he has it on Tuesdays, but because of Thanksgiving, they're not open on Thursdays, which I find that rather humorous because the hospital that I worked at in Fort Worth, Texas, was purchased by MD Anderson, and one of the first things they told us there was even cancer, there are no days off, which, you know, I worked in a hospital and I worked holidays. You know, first of all, it was time and a half. It was usually fairly easy day to work until about 9 o'clock in the evening, and then you'd start getting all these admissions because family members finally realized, you know, Grandma's not doing so well on her own. So then they would bring her into the hospital, or him, for nursing home placement, and that's basically what happened a lot of times. So every time he has chemo, Jane goes shopping. Now, I could go back with him into the room, but he likes things really dark in there, and I have trouble seeing. I always tease him he has cat-like eyes because he can see in the dark. I can't. So I go shopping. So I went to Hobby Lobby. Right now, their Christmas fabric is 50% off, even though the yarn is on sale this week for 30%. So I did get some snow globes. I think I had showed you that previously. And then I got some snowflakes to go with that. But I needed some more red blenders for Christmas fabric, so picked that up, 50% off. But here's the thing. And this is a tip for those of you that do shop for fabric at Hobby Lobby. They have this one area where they have things marked down and you can go in there and see what they have. And I usually find something, you know, $2 or $3 a yard. But here's another tip. Many times, depending on who is cutting your fabric, they will forget and put it on the shelves. So I always go through the shelves looking for the red dot. The red dot means it's clearance or orange sticker. So I picked up some of this for $2 a yard. Some of this for $2 a yard. And I don't know why this was already marked down because it was 50% off previously, but it was $2 a yard. So make sure you go through and look if you're buying fabric at Hobby Lobby, just to make sure someone didn't accidentally put something back. Normally they are prints or blender prints that are, you know, on sale. Sometimes they're not. Like I got the spring dows the last time. So, like I said, just keep a lookout for that, because lots of times you will find fabric on sale. And yes, this afternoon I am doing a lot of cutting. Christmas is coming. Sewing has to be done. I believe that's it for that portion. So now we're going to get into what in tarnation. Apparently this episode features birds. Of course, it must be bird is the word. Either that or a lot of birds are running amok. But hey. Roadrunner stows away from Las Vegas to Maine in moving van. Animal rescuers in Maine said a man unloading his moving van after the drive from Las Vegas discovered an unexpected stowaway, a Roadrunner. Sorry about that, I had a little coughing fit. The Avian Haven Animal Hospital in Freedom said in a Facebook post that a man named Gary contacted the facility when he and his son Brian opened the back of their moving truck at a storage facility in Westbrook and discovered a Roadrunner apparently had stowed away in the vehicle before they left Las Vegas. Now, roadrunners are the state bird of New Mexico, and let me tell you, they don't really go beep beep before they take off, but they are cute little critters, and they are fast. But they really aren't as fast as the coyote. Coyote runs at least 3 times the speed of a roadrunner. So I always found the commercial with the roadrunner and the Wile E. Coyote funny. Volunteer Karen Silverman was dispatched to the scene and helped the father and son capture the bird. Shortly after Karen arrived, Brian discovered the bird hiding in a front storage area of the van. He flushed the roadrunner out into the back of the vehicle, where Karen handily netted the bird, the Facebook post said. The roadrunner was taken to Avian Haven facility, where it was examined. The roadrunner was in remarkably good shape for having been confined in the van for 4 days, leading us to wonder if perhaps some food items had also stowed away, the group said. Avian Haven said officials are not sure whether the roadrunner is male or female. The group said it is looking into options for returning the roadrunner to its native habitat. So go look at the Facebook post if you've never seen an actual roadrunner. And there are ways to tell it male from female, but I would imagine in Maine they don't normally see roadrunners. Owl flies into elementary school where the mascot is an owl. An owl paid a visit to a teacher's classroom at a Florida elementary school, where the school's mascot also is an owl. Bonnie Warren, a second-grade teacher at Central Park Elementary School in Plantation, said students already had been dismissed for the day when the owl flew into her classroom. The Warren filmed video as the bird explored the room and landed on a book titled Nature's Show-Offs. It was unclear how the owl got into the building in its cute video. Loose emu gives animal control officers the slip in Missouri. No, it may truly be an emu you are seeing. Animal control officials in Missouri said they are trying to find the owner of a loose emu spotted running loose near a highway before giving officers the slip. Jefferson County Animal Control said the emu was seen Thursday near Highway NN in Cedar Hill. Officers responded and attempted to capture the emu with help from bystanders, but the flightless bird managed to flee the scene. Officials said they are attempting to locate the Australian bird's owners, as the county does not have an adequate facility to house the emu if it is captured. Oh, now this next video is very interesting to watch. Sorry about that, I got frogs in my throat today. Bald eagle steals shark from angler's line on Florida beach. A Utah woman visiting a Florida beach captured video of the moment a bald eagle swooped out of the sky and stole a shark from the end of her husband's fishing line. Amanda Rissman said she and her husband Chad were visiting family in Pinellas County when they decided to visit a beach off the Dunedin Causeway to watch the sunset. While at the beach, Rissman's husband decided to put his fishing skills to the test, having just received his license earlier the same day. Rissman hooked what turned out to be a shark, and while he and an uncle were preparing to cut the predator free from the line, a bald eagle swooped down out of the sky to steal the catch. Rissman posted a video of the theft to TikTok. She said the eagle spent about 20 minutes eating the shark on the beach while the family watched the sunset. How about that? Sunset and dinner. Oh dear. Sometimes you wonder how deer get into the mess they get into. Deer runs loose through Michigan church. A Michigan pastor who noticed signs of breaking and entering when she arrived at her church went inside and found the culprit, a deer. Pastor Amanda Eicher said she and her husband Luke, who is also a pastor, arrived at the Grace Christian Fellowship in Sturgis and discovered a window had been broken. Eicher said she then heard a banging sound inside the building. I yelled to my husband, "They're still here." My husband went running in, and sure enough, there was a break-in, but it wasn't what we expected. It was a 10-point buck, Eicher told WWMT TV. He couldn't believe it. None of us could believe it. If you watch the video, you hear me say, "Oh my word." That was my first reaction. Eicher's video of the buck running loose inside the building was posted to the church's Facebook account. The footage shows the deer jumping at a wall and climbing the stairs to the balcony in its search for an escape. The couple said the deer eventually left through the same window it had broken. They said damage to the inside of the church was minimal. That poor deer, he does have a couple of cuts from the glass, but hopefully he'll be okay. And it was the beginning of hunting season, so that's even funnier. I guess this deer was looking for sanctuary. Now, I've never been able to use a pogo stick in my entire life, even as a kid. So kudos to this fella. Pogo stick Daredevil jumps over 5 consecutive cars for a world record. A Florida daredevil broke a Guinness World Record by using his pogo stick to jump over 5 consecutive cars in London. Tyler Phillips, a member of the U.S. ex-Pogo team, who uses the name Pogo Tyler on TikTok, took on the record for Guinness World Records Day when his teammate, previous record holder, Dalton Smith, broke his ankle 2 weeks before his planned attempt for 2021. Smith set the record at 4 cars in 2019, so Phillips' attempt featured 5 black London cabs at Olympic Park in London. To practice, I set up pogo sticks, figuring out the width of a car. I'd have to jump. I'd have multiple. Felt so weird, and that in me had me a little nervous. But as soon as I got here and I was doing the cars, it just felt easier. Training for this record was way harder than actually doing it, Phillips told Guinness World Records after successfully vaulting over 5 vehicles. Phillips said he is now setting sights on more pogo stick records, including breaking the one he now holds. I would love to try this again, but with more cars, he said. And he actually does a flip on a pogo stick. Come on. Those are some skills, folks. You know, people will put together anything in an attempt to write it, but this fella was very ingenious. Man cited for driving a motorized cooler without a license. Police in Australia said a man was cited for driving without a license, and officers confiscated his unusual vehicle, a motorized cooler. The Swan Hill Police Service said officers stopped a 25-year-old man who was spotted driving a motorized cooler on a sidewalk in Kerrang, Victoria. A photo posted to Facebook by police shows a blue cooler on a metal platform with 4 wheels, an engine, and handlebars arranged to indicate the cooler serves as small vehicle seat. Because that's one way to keep your ass cool, right? Sorry. Police also shared a photo of the motorized cooler loaded onto the back of a large tow truck. Officers said the cooler was impounded for 30 days, and the man was cited for driving without a license. Facebook post said the cooler is considered a vehicle due to the size engine capacity and must comply with legislative requirements and road rules. Apparently, hoverboards, segways, and motorized coolers have to have a license to operate. That's it? For what in tarnation? Don't go getting any ideas. Don't let your husbands try to put an engine on a cooler. But have a blessed day. Have a great, happy Thanksgiving. I will see you guys soon. Practice kindness.